Hey there, so it's Mr. Tush over at Global. The next thing we're going to start working on is how to move your body text around so it looks more dynamic. If you remember, we already did the header in our last video. Now we're going to put this side-by-side stuff together, and I'm going to show you how that happens. You're going to do another table. I'm going to separate it out. By the way, this About Me, we're also going to put this on a whole new page with another header. So stay with me. First thing we're going to do is we're going to put in a little space. I'm going to make a comment. Exclamation point, dash, dash, body, content starts here. And that's just telling me, dash, dash, make sure I close it so that, and I'm going to put a little space in here, body, content ends here. And I'm doing that because I wanted to know exactly how that's going to work. I don't want anything other than I just want body content. I want to make sure that this is where the header is, and I know where it starts and I know where it ends. And I'm going to put all this stuff in here. Now watch. I'm going to move this guy. This guy should have been down here, so let's get rid of him. What I'm going to want is I'm going to want a two-cell table. It's going to be its own table, 2 cells. The left side is going to be a picture of me and my daughter, and the right side is going to be my address. And if you remember, I actually did upload a new picture of me and my daughter. I'll open up in preview so you can see it. That's the picture we're going to put in. And it's one of my favorite pictures, so I'm putting it in. Now, here's what's going to happen. I'm going to go over to this page, and I'm going to add body content comments. I'm going to add a table. Table. And this one, I absolutely know I want it to be across the page. So style equals quote width colon 100% semicolon and close it. And I'm going to close that table. So make sure you open it and you close it right after it, right? Remember that? And it's going to be a 1-row table. So I'm going to put in my 1 table row. And if I do this right, table rows will just accept the 100%. If I said the whole table covers across, each of these are going to be 50% of the width. If I put in 2 table cells, they're going to be 50% each. If I put in 3 table cells, they're going to be 33% each. I'm going to put in 2 table cells because if you remember our target, we want 2 table cells. So 2 table cells, TD, and then a couple spaces. Close it. And to save myself trouble, I will copy and paste it, save it. Now, I've got a little space in here. That's where the information is going to go. Well, as a matter of fact, I know I want this information on the right side. So I'm going to cut it from here and paste it in here. Save it. And there it is. It did move over a little bit, but what's the problem? Well, there's nothing in here. I've got to put the image in here. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to put in an image. So I'm going to put in IMG. Remember that? And then, oops, sorry, got to open up a tag. IMG, and then the source. I have to go to source. And it's in images. It's called jh.jpg. I'm going to close that. I'm going to include an alt tag. That just tells someone with a screen reader, someone who's visually impaired, what this image is. It says there's a picture there and this is what it is. And I want you to include alt codes with all of your images. Alt equals, and I'm going to tell it this is John and Heather, and close the quote, and then I'm going to include no period there, style. I'm going to tell it to give me some more reasonable styling. So I'm going to say I want it to be 200 pixels, sorry, width, colon, 200 pixels. And then I'm going to tell it the height to be, colon, 350 pixels. I may or may not like that, close quote. I'm going to save it. If I do this right, there it is. I don't like that narrowness of it. So you see how I look a little bit. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'd love to have the camera take 50 pounds off of me, but that's not how I want it to look. Plus, my daughter looks like she was crushed in a vice. So there we go. That looks a little more normal. Now what we have is a perfectly normal page with my contact information there. Now, what about all this stuff? Well, it's going to go on a different page. So I'm going to go over here, and this is the easy part. Welcome to copy and paste. You are going to love this. I'm going to go over to my text edit, and I'm going to go new and save. I'm going to save this as about.html. And it's going to be an about page. And I know I'm correct because it gave me my little Chrome thing. You should see a Chrome or Safari thing here. And I know I've got to have doc type HTML. I want the same header. I want all of this right there. Copy it. Go over to the page. Stick it in. Now, a couple things to do here, don't I? I have to close my body tag. And I have to close my HTML tag. So I do have to do that. But I have to make sure that that's there. And now I've got about.html, and I'm going to change this title to say about Mr. Tush. Okay. I'm going to save it. Now I'm going to go over here, and I'm going to take all of this out. I'm going to put it in this page and save it. Now, wait a second. So here I go. I click on it. Oh, look what I did. I forgot to include that in my menu. Well, I'm going to go back to my menu. I'm going to click in A. It's an attribute tag, href equals, quote, about.html, close quote, close the tag, make sure I close the A tag, save it, go back here, reload the page. There's my about. Does it work? Yes, it does. And I go back. That menu is wrong. Why? Because I have to recopy the menu. So I'm going to go in and grab my header. Header begins here, header begins there. Copy. Sorry. And recopy the header. I know it's not the most efficient, but it works. Save it. Now, I've got a nav menu. Oh, the nav menu hasn't gone to the music page. So let me go back to my text edit. I'm going to have to open up my music page. I'll go back to it. It's table 1. I opened it up. I didn't want to open it up there. I wanted to open up the text editor. My bad. And I'm going to open up here. Close it here because I don't need it. And I'm going to go in and replace my header. Save it. I can actually reload this page now. I've got about, home. I've saved it to every single page. When I update the web design page, I'm going to have to create that page, and it's going to bounce between them. Your task is to build your website out, at least 4 pages, links going between them. We'll get into external links in another video. Hope that helps, and thank you for watching.